What's up, everybody? I'm so fucking pissed that I'm going to do a pod just like this. This is about a gig I did tonight. I wasn't gonna fucking do this, but I just need to get it out. I'm doing this pod, and I'm not saying any names to protect the non-innocent. But I want your opinion, who people that understand it. I'll make it as simple as you can and see if you relate to me or not. Had a crazy fucking week. Cincinnati, I want to do a whole pod about it. It was incredible, but I need to recover. I'm setting up my studio, my new place. My friend calls me, says, hey, can you do this gig? I would call him a low-key mentor. Says, hey, can you do this gig? He's also a comedian, fucking killer comedian. He says, can you do this gig? I said, what's the gig? I played this place before. It's an awesome place. You know, the marketing and all that stuff, getting it ready together. It's a lot of work for them. So he says, here's your cut of the door. We'll do it that way. If we make money, it's a tough gig. But hey, you'd be doing me a favor. You'd be working out. You'd help the club. You'd help me. I said, yes. It's not a big deal. It's in town. It's easy. A little bit of a drive. Not bad. I get closer to the gig. It's about a month out when I got the gig. And 2 weeks before, I said, yo, since this is such a, I got another offer. Can I move it? And he's like, oh, man, we've been marketing. Meanwhile, I haven't seen any marketing. No way. I bought marketing dollars. I paid. I'm professional, okay? Remember, I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking. I'm not doing anything. So the other fucking gig, I was like, oh, fuck, I really want to do this gig. But I go, maybe. So the other gig gave me another date. Not as good as a date I had, but I'll do it because I love the other gig and I want to make sure they're happy and I love playing there. And they were kind enough to give me a rescheduled date. So I honored this date with no guarantee. You understand? So like if you go to your job, if you're have a regular job, you're going to get paid no matter what. I didn't know if I was going to get paid because I didn't know if I was going to make any money. And I do this a lot, but this is an unknown quantity. I played this club back in the day. It's amazing. But, I don't know who's managing it, all this stuff. And I don't have anybody. So he books people without talking to me, who I know, who are great comics. That's okay. But I usually like to put my own show together. Has an MC who I don't know. All this stuff. No deal, just a text. So as the gig's approaching, I start talking to this other person, this woman. She's like, can you do this? Can you do this? I'm starting to promote more stuff for the gig within the gig. Basically, this person's other business, which I was like, that's a little weird, but I'll fucking do it because I'm friendly with the guy. I'm friends with the dude. I don't think I should have to do that. That's taking advantage of my followers without telling me I had to do that. Barraging you guys with unknown shit. You're like, what the fuck is this? This is all about transparency and accountability. That's what this is. So I have my assistant. She's helping me. And I say, can you get the numbers? And the person he says, the person who booked me said, I'm putting you with this person and she's going to run the gig. And I said, okay, that's like, advancing the gig. I ask her for numbers every day. So I ask him about the marketing. He doesn't know where it is. No accountability there. I ask her about the numbers. She says, I can't get them from the club. No accountability there. I'm going to drive to a gig that I don't know if I sold any tickets. I think it's clear how I feel about that. And I think it's clear if you're doing a job with a crack dealer, you at least get to look at the amount and the weight of rock you're about to buy. You don't show up at a fucking crack den and go, do you got the crack? I can't deal with amateur behavior. And the thing is, I got flipped because one of the people ain't amateur. And when I mean that, it's not a diss. I'm an amateur in the cooking. I'm not a paid chef. I'm a hobbyist, but I can cook. But I would never, ever, I wouldn't tell a fucking fry guy how to cook because I'm not paid as a chef. I'm not known as a chef. Unfortunately, with comedy, people think they can do that, which is why one of our goats got smacked the other night. You understand? It's the disrespect. And it's not even, that was a blatant disrespect, insane disrespect. That's a metaphor for all this shit. But people just disrespect comedy, the business of it, the art of it, all of it. They just think, oh, it's a fucking clown show. So I go, and there's a newer comedian there. I don't know who it is. She's a nice person. She starts in the green room. So already I have somebody who I don't know in the fucking green room. There's enough space. Oh, let's just start from the beginning. I never get the numbers. I go, what time's the show? I get it from the opener. Then I go, and the person who takes care of me, books me, goes, oh, are you going to get here? And I go, yeah, I'll be there. And I said, where do you park? And he goes, you're on the wrong side, all this stuff. Then I park on the wrong side. No one out there to greet you, which you don't know where you're fucking going. And he's like, you can't park over here? Oh, diva. Already. See what they're doing? I'm always going to be in the wrong because of people's projection of their bullshit onto me. When I am wrong, I will admit I'm fucking wrong or difficult or all this stuff. But it's always going to be me if a person is insecure. I'm already going in. I'm already annoyed. No one fucking tells me where to park. No one fucking tells me this is where you go. No one advanced the gig. No one tells me any fucking numbers. I'm not in control of the gig, but I got two great guys that I know forever who are really funny and are great. We got an unknown MC. I didn't realize that. Who's new? I find out later that the MC is also running the gig. So it was a fucking bait and switch. First guy goes, he crushes. The second guy crushes. And I really mean that. Like, these guys had great fucking sets. The crowd wasn't huge, but it was good. It was hearty, and they were there for it. And it's fucking a good vibe. She brings me up. I don't know. She brings me up in the weirdest way possible. It's not her fault. She shouldn't have been emceeing. She doesn't know how to do it. Just bring me the fuck up. I can tell you how many people I know that are higher in the fucking food chain than me that I go, do you want? And they go, just say my name. I have money in the bank. You know who I am. Just say my name. And I do it. No fucking problem. So I get there. There's this young comic. She's sitting in the green room talking on the phone. Sees me, doesn't get up to leave, doesn't understand any etiquette. We start small talking about comedy. I'm like, blah, 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 how long you been doing it? Something fucking 5 years, something like that. She's like, I think we're on a show together. I'm like, no, we're not. She's like, oh, yeah. And I go, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that show. It was like 2 months away. She goes, oh, I heard you were on it. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't even know if I'm on it. She's trying to connect. She's being sweet. She's in the middle of fucking Shark Den, though. She doesn't realize it. And she says, blah, 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 talking, and she goes, well, I'm doing it part-time, which already I don't understand why you're doing comedy. It's just fucking respectful. Then she says, I go, well, okay. And she goes, but if somebody wants me to do it full-time, I gladly will. But she's trying to be like funny, but she's like coming off patronizing. She's like, well, because I can't do it full-time because I got this little thing called a husband, and a little thing called kids, and a little thing called a house and a business. I'm like, you understand what I'm dealing with, right? You're listening to this right now going, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm about to go on stage, and then I got this fucking lady who's new in the game trying to like be funny, but like being patronizing, not realizing it and saying all this stuff. And then she goes, and then ignorant to say, oh my God, if someone wants me to do it full time, I'll do it. Yeah, people are just handing out careers to newbies. So I go on my stage, and the fucking crowd's incredible, and I fucking then did a couple of new bits, deeper stuff that I'm trying to get to in my life, and I did well, very well. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not a fucking douche nog that says all stupid shit. I did very well. So then after the show, I want to sit down. Who's talking to me? Fucking Tammy, Talkie Tammy, not reading the situation at all. I'm fucking dead. And then the MC, who I find out is in charge of the gig, the person who booked me, I go, well, where's so-and-so? They go, oh, he left. I go, he left? We got to do the numbers. So already the person who booked me at the end did an announcement for his other business and just left. Didn't go any numbers, didn't tell me about any numbers, said, I'm not in charge of that, so-and-so is, and he gave the gig to this poor person, this poor woman who didn't really understand all of the dynamics of it. So then I'm like, well, what are the numbers? She's like, I don't know. The house has them. I'm like, now I've already done 2, 3, 4 things. And I did an hour 6. Why? Because it's COVID. Why? Because I want people to be happy. Did I even want to do this gig? No. Was I happy I did it? Creatively, 100%. Everything else? No. For the club? Yes. Everybody else? No. Did I get to work out a new bit? Yeah. Everything else? No. For the audience? Yes. For everything else? No. Amateur fucking hour, man. So then I talk to the club, and they're like, and then the guy's like, literally like, he's like, I don't know the numbers. I don't usually do the numbers. I can show you what they are, but I don't know what the ticket sales was. And this ticket was this price, and this ticket is a different price, and this ticket. I'm like, what do you got, tier tickets? It was supposed to be $20 a ticket. He's like, well, this one varies and that one. I'm like, no one told me that. He's like, but they didn't tell you that. So I did the gig with fucking good fucking faith, and it was just constantly fucking destroyed. And since I'm high up on the totem pole, and the person who booked me is also high up, who's been doing it longer than me, should have taken care of me. So then he's a sweet guy. A lot of these people are caught in collateral fucking crossfire damage, right? I go in and I talk to the person who now is running the fucking gig. And I go, hey, listen, this is weird. He said the number. She goes, I need a minute. And got my 2 openers are in there. And she goes, I go, okay, well, I just want to go to the number. She goes, I understand that you are a big star, but I got to have a second. That's what she said to me. And then it was done. See, I go out of my way I ingratiate myself to the point where I get fucking stepped on. Okay, because of my position or perceived position or whatever people's preconceived notions about me or someone like me in my fucking position in life. And the thing is, I can do whatever I want and still people will just put me in the same box as X, Y, and Z because of what people write or read or what they see. So I have an issue. I fucking obsess too much. And people go, why do you fucking care? You're fucking Jamie Kennedy. People say this to me all the time. I go, because I have to be extra fucking nice. Because if I just fucking fart in the wrong direction, someone's going to say, Jamie Kennedy tried to kill me. It's like everything I do is heightened. It's like they go, why is Eminem such a good rapper? Because he had to. He had to overcompensate because of all of the preconceived prejudices on a white MC. So he had to be triple better than everybody to fucking show everybody. And he had to be humble as fucking pie. And when he rapped, he machine gunned everyone. And when he did, he was like, what's up? So I have to be extra fucking extra. Because I've had people say shit about me that's just not true at all. I've had other people didn't say shit about me where they could have. And I've had people just completely put their own insecurities on me because I'm the fucking Hollywood asshole. And all I did was ask for an extra fucking fork at TGI Fridays. But I'm a diva. I'm very cognizant of that, of not being that way. So clearly this woman felt fucking that she was in an uncomfortable position because of all the stuff. And I was holding her accountable, which I didn't realize. I was holding the other guy accountable, and she felt pressure. So then she tried to big time me. And of course, an argument happened, a baby argument. And the 2 openers should have left, but they watched it. They were uncomfortable. And I'm like, but she's like, I need to take care of them, which is just not protocol, by the way. I wasn't even demanding anything, but she should say, I just know you just did an hour and a half. I know this is your show. I know we sold all the tickets based off of your name. Let me take care of you, and we can take care of, X and O here. Like, I wasn't even trying to say that. All I said was, are we going to figure out the numbers? She's like, I don't even know the deal you have. So then she steps to me. I argue back, and then I just walk outside. The guy who booked me is like, dude, let's figure this out. I go, dude, you got to be like, I fucked up. And he kept saying, you calm down. And I'm like, he's like, don't get so mad. I go, why aren't you madder? See, the problem I have is you can't be fucking work with amateur behavior. Everything has to be transparent. All the numbers, all the tickets, I've done clubs in fucking Montana at a reconfigured gas station. And they're like, we sold X amount of tickets, and these were the prices. It's unbelievable how professional people are. And in my own backyard, I got to deal with this stupid fucking shit. And then on top of it, I got to be considered the difficult one because no one else is in my position there. And then when I get heated, I'm then the crazy difficult one. You understand? So this fucking chick, poor lady, got fucking duped into taking over this shit. The guy who booked me was never transparent about all of this shit. She's fucking got to pay me not knowing the deal. She's defensive. She starts attacking and saying, you're a star. You don't act like a star. And then when I'm mad, they go, don't be mad. And all they do, I'm like, get madder. I hate when people don't take responsibility. I hate when you talk to people and you say one thing and they're defensive. I hate defensive people. I hate untransparent people. I hate people that shrug their shoulder people. I hate when people change the subject people. I hate when people play both sides of the fence people. I hate, like, one of the openers is my buddy. The other one is too, but I don't see him that much. And he's like, well, everything was, you were in the right, but you were, after she said so, dude, you got a little hot. And I'm like, dude, I got fucking bit. I reacted. And he's like, you consider that a bite? Like, so after I fucking go and drive to a fucking show a far ways away, after I get no ticket numbers, after I perform, before that, I take pictures on the stage with everybody. I promote this other business for people. I take pictures with other people. After I do all of that, then I ask, yo, what's up with the money? After I go find out what it is from the cash register, when they tell me, then when I ask, let's settle up, I'm the asshole. So I said to this person, since you took over the gig, I think you stepped into some crazy shit. You know what? We'll work it out. I already started annoyed because you never gave me the ticket numbers. Everyone from the fucking Chuckle Hut in Pacoima to the fucking Radio City Music Hall, you always get the ticket numbers. You know what she said? Do you know what she said? She said, well, what if it was 0? And I said, she goes, well, I've had comics cancel because it's been less. And I said, that's not your choice to make. She goes, well, this is a last minute town. And I said, okay. And she goes, was it 0? Would you have come? And I said, no. And she goes, see, that's why I didn't tell you. And I go, was it 0? She goes, no, but it was light. And I said, that's my choice to make. And I said, you're manipulative because you wanted to keep your gig and do your thing. And you wanted to use me to do it. So you manipulated me, directly hid the numbers from me so I would get there. Now, luckily, when we got there, it seemed to work out. It wasn't a fucking crazy payday, but it was fine. And by the way, not to fucking suck my... Apparently, this was the best show they had financially, which is fine. Great. It wasn't killer. It's not about the money. It's about the fucking communication. And if you've been doing this and you're known for it and everyone knows that you know from it, listen to that person. So the opener fucked up because he's like, well, you got a little hot. Dude, just listen to me. I know what I'm doing. I never tell you what the fuck it is to be. People try because they're insecure. Because they're insecure. Because they're insecure. They try to justify their existence, where it's like, justify your existence to where it should be. And then let it go. Let someone, it's okay if somebody else knows more. I don't fucking walk up to Kool Mo D and try to tell him how to do 8 bars. I can do 8 bars, but I don't have the fucking history and legacy that Kool Mo D has. So when he does 8 bars, and if he gives me a note, I'm going to take that fucking note and I'm going to fucking keep my mouth shut. That's where we're at. Entitlement mixed with ignorance is a recipe for disaster. Entitlement mixed with ignorance, mixed with disrespect and no barrier to entry. That's what this night was. Comedy, no barrier to entry. People thinking it's easy to do. That's disrespecting the art form. Ignorance, thinking they can just do whatever they want with it. Entitlement, thinking because they know something about another part of their life that they know about this. It's so disrespectful. Unfucking believable. The baseline of this is none of this is important. I want you to know that. There's a mother now with 2 kids right now. You could throw something at your phone. I get it. I'm just sharing my experiences. You're right. It's not nearly as important as you feeding your kids or the dad working hard to get a diaper. I get that. But just use it as a metaphor or, fucking tell me to fuck off. For what I love more and more every day. I'm so lucky to make a living in this art form called comedy. And I'm so lucky to have made a name for it and hopefully gained some respect from it. And it's really the last thing we have. It's the news, it's psychology, it's philosophy, it's transparency, it's entertainment. What isn't comedy for you right now? Comedy is everything. And the only people taking it seriously are the audience members. And it seems like all the other players involved are fucking it up. Transparency is the number one thing we have. Always be transparent. If you're hiding something, you got something to hide. If you don't, you'll show. Number 2, communication. Be open. Someone says something to you, respond. Statement, response. Statement. Don't fucking gun people down with 10 fucking pieces of conversation. One thing at a time. And don't repeat yourself. Here's the next thing. Pecking order. Yeah, there's a fucking pecking order. That's another thing this person said. She goes, I'm a person too. All they said was, where's the deal? All those insecurities came up. And then she goes, well, I have a lot of kids. I got nothing to do with me. It's like, fucking, I got a heart problem. You don't see me talking about it. Everybody, have a good day. Understand that this is a metaphor. Comedy is about laughter, communication, transparency, expressing, entertainment, philosophizing, and connecting. Please keep it alive. And please weed out those